right, it's Sunday night. You know what that means. BobbethTV is live with another episode coming your way. It's the Gen3 V8 Supercars Season 4 for the 420 Oz Sim Racing League. We're in Portland, USA, Portland International Raceway, the full circuit for tonight's round of racing. They're currently out there in qualifying. So before we talk about the track here tonight, let's get down and just get some qualifying on our screens. Let's get the Tenzig, welcome in the Twitch chat. Started, he says. Let's get it going. We've got 10 minutes of qualifying to come. That's 1 out lap and 2 full laps worth of time to get done for your qualifying laps before we get to this 2-stage 60-minute race, but broken down into 2 30-minute lots. So qualifying will set up our first 30-minute feature. The finishing order will set up our second 30-minute feature. Luke Fallon on our screens, one of the quicker drivers in the league. You can see that a little bit of trouble with the grass cutting there. If you do go off track on your timed lap, it will not count if you're off too fast. We'll have to see how that goes. But Tim Nicol, quick time at the moment, 1 minute 13.693 as we get the times on our boards. Look, they're coming down through the chicanes, hoping to get a time on the board. There's a lot of cars on the track, but we just seem to be sort of stuck on Luke at the moment. What's we got out here? Rob Chandler, the Shell Helix Ultra Machine. We'll stick with him for a moment. He's either about to start his lap or finish one of his qualifying lap runs. We'll see if he pops the time on the board. 1:13 is the time to beat. Rob Chandler, 1:15.540. So still third quickest. Stephen Varga, Tim Nicol, the only two guys quicker than him. Carl Brittingham, Cliff Potter behind them. Jacob Smith and David Jansen. 7 cars have qualified. We do have another 6 to go to get times on the board. Wade Georgeson, Luke Fallon, Ivan Falcone, Ben Mead, Anthony Haig, Jackson Sufong is here tonight. Looks like Luke Fallon not able to get some times on the board. That just means he's not got a clean run in. It could be quick, but just he's going off track a little bit in places. Anthony Haig just popped himself into 7th, pushing David Jansen, back to 8th with a 1:15.811. Let me just check something real quick. Oh, getting a bit loose there. Just trying to remember what round this is. Where is season 4? There's season 4. Skidger Wow races. There we go. All right, so we started off the season at Sandown International Motor Raceway. Then we went to Phillip Island Circuit for the second one. We're in the International Raceway of Mugello next. That was round 3. This is round 4, Portland, 50% fuel, Portland International Raceway. So we just rode America, the Detroit GP, Canadian Tire 100% fuel round, and then finishing up at Bathurst. 4 races to go for season 4 after tonight. All right, is that qualifying just about done? It looks like it might be. We'll see if we can get another car out on the track somewhere. Oh, David Jansen's car's looking a bit beat up. That is Wade Georgeson there. We can see the BobbethTV logos all over that. A bit of BobbethTV branding and Mud Mule TV up on the roof there. Appreciate the support. While we're wrapping up qualifying, still about 6 minutes to go, but most of the guys have run their laps. Still about, 4 guys still. Wade Georgeson, Luke Fallon, Ivan Falcone, Ben Mead have not got times on the board yet. But just to talk a bit about Portland International Raceway. It's one of the newer tracks in our racing. It was introduced in Season 2, 2025, so just earlier this year. There are 2 variations. This one, which is the full circuit, and as you can see on the track map, along that west heading start-finish line, the chicane at the end there is removed in the shorter version. Now it's a flat clockwise road course, very minimal elevation change. Now it's ideal for precision braking and consistent lines. So we'll see very similar lines and guys trying to hit their marks here tonight. Now the surface transition zones alternate between asphalt and concrete, particularly in the chicane and inner complex, which adds a bit of grip variability and tyre feedback challenges. Pit entry and exit follow standard iRacing conventions with pit speed enforcement around 64 kilometres an hour. There will be 1 mandatory pit stop each 30-minute round. To give you a bit of a turn-by-turn overview of the track, there are 12 official corners in this race. Turns 1 and 2 lead from the main straightaway into a sweeping right-hander and then into the chicane. You've then got the Shelton chicane, which is a hard right-left section requiring late braking and precise entry. Turns 3 to 7 are a technical left-right-left complex feeding into a heavy braking right, which is turn 7 onto the back straight. And then you've got turns 8 to 12, sweeping multi-apex sections that bring you back around to that long front straight. Now, your strategies for this one will be to approach the chicane with caution. Heavy braking zone that catches many drivers off guard, so braking balance and trail braking are crucial. So look for some of the guys to maybe brake late under pressure to scare some of the guys. We'll see if that causes any issues. Now, because of the surface modulation between the asphalt and concrete transitions, it does make sort of those field-sensitive entries essential. You can't just come flying into a turn and bank it hoping it's got to hold. You need to make sure you've got that speed entry. Now, the grip changes post-chicane, where the concrete patches return a different feel than the asphalt. Probably the only sort of tyre wear situation we've found with the V8 Supercars with the Gen3 that the tyre wear, not really a big concern. We do see it a lot in the dirt racing, the dirt oval racing that we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday mornings, Thursday mornings as well. That the tyre wear after about 30 laps of clay racing it will wear, but these boys not racing really that long to warrant any tyre wear concerns. But they can race hard and then swap out tyres with their mandatory pit stops, so it's not an issue, but it's not necessarily something they need to worry about too much. Right, so one of the big issues these boys are going to have, Ivan Falcone, let's see if he can show it off for us. Hey, Shrubs in the chat. Oh, I didn't check my audio and switch it over, so now my alerts aren't going to work properly and I'm not going to hear them loud enough. Damn it. Oh, well, I have to do it wrong one night a week, or one night a month, I guess. Welcome in, Shrubs. Excuse me. Sorry, just realised I didn't have my Twitch dashboard up. Oh, there we see that's Ivan Falcone leaving the track. 12 cars do have times on the board. Luke Fallon, the only one not able to get a time down. Luke Falcone, though, has managed, Ivan Falcone, rather, has managed a 1:15.190, getting himself into that top 5. So looks like our starting order is going to be Tim Nicol, Stephen Varga up the front with Jacob Smith and Ben Mead behind them. Ivan Falcone and Cliff Potter on that 3rd row back there. Now 4th row looks like it's Carl Brigham, Rob Chandler, Anthony Haig, Jackson Sufong, David Jansen, Wade Georgeson on that 5th row. And 6th row by himself looks like it will be Luke Fallon. But qualifying still got a minute to go. Keeps buffering for some reason. Okay. I wonder if it's because I upped it to... So I remember Griff saying I was on 30 frames, so I upped it to 60. And up the bit rate, but yeah, I don't know, maybe I should have test streamed it first. Doesn't seem to be buffering at my end, but Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, it is buffering. What the heck's going on? Yeah, it looks like it might be the bit rate. Evo Racing and Development, repping Ben Mead, aka Swiggy. Yeah, Ben. We just, I know we got the grid. I was going to say, we just had Ben's details up. We're just talking about where he was on the grid. I think he's like, yeah, second row. So let's get that grid up. 2 feature races here tonight, 30 minutes both. I'll apologise really quickly right now. Apparently, I can see we've got a bit of buffering going on the Twitch side. I don't know if it's on the same on Facebook and YouTube or Kick, but if it is, I apologise. We had some settings issues that I thought I corrected. All right, Tim Nicol and Stephen Varga on that front row. Quantum Racing has the 1 and 2. Ben Mead and Jacob Smith on that second row. Ivan Falcone and Cliff Potter, and Cliff Potter on that third row. Fourth row is going to be Carl Brigham and Robert Chandler, Anthony Haig and Jackson Sufong on that fifth row. Sixth row is going to be David Jansen and Wade Georgeson. Luke Fallon back there on that seventh and final row. Right, the first of 2 30-minute races, Portland International Raceway. This is my first time touching the track. Good luck. I find that you don't overstep your marks too much that way. You don't have an expectation of the lines you should be running. So, good luck, Jackson. Better get out on the track, though, buddy. And thank you for the follow also, Evo Racing and Development. Appreciate you guys. I think we might be still waiting for another guy on the track. Yeah, there we go. He's just come on now. We should get this one underway in just a moment. 13 cars, approximately 20, 25 laps. Oh, no, it is. No, I'm wrong. It's not 2 30-minute battles. It's 2 25-lap battles. As we get this one underway. So 50 laps of racing here tonight. 2 25-lap battles to decide the overall winner. Tim Nicol off to a great start with Stephen Varga there in second. Ben Mead third. Jacob Smith fourth. Cliff Potter in fifth. The 6 to 10. Carl Brigham, Ivan Falcone, Luke Fallon, Rob Chandler, Jackson Sufong, Anthony Haig, David Jansen, and Wade Georgeson ran out the 11 to 13 marks. Looks like with the exception of Jackson, Stephen and Tim, everyone else has sort of either gained or lost a position off their starting order. We come down the back stretch. Vance Tab is saying 8,000 bit, only 3,000 bandwidth estimate. That is weird. Because when I looked at the Twitch summary, it said that it was like 7.9. Yeah, and then on Streamlabs it's saying 7.5 to 8.4 with no drop frames, 0.1% CPU. So yeah, I don't know. That's really weird. Onto our second of 25 laps in this first battle. Tim Nicol off to a great start. Looks like teammate Stephen Varga happy to sit behind him. So we're going to jump around the track a little bit, have a look and see what else is going on. Italian driver Ivan Falcone there with, looks like Luke Fallon just behind him. He's moving his way up from that rear field start. Carl Brigham is ahead of him as well. So, well, looks like we got Jackson Sufong getting a little loose. He did say that this is his first time touching the track. So it's one thing to practice, it's one thing to qualify, and it's completely another thing to race with other cars on the track. So good luck, sir. GFC66 machine. Cliff Potter just ahead of him, Ivan behind him. We see this a lot in the, well, I was going to say the Gen3 V8 Supercars, but no, the 420 Sim Racing guys, because we do have on Tuesday nights as well the Gen3, not the Gen3, the GT3s, that competition, the GT3 Challenge. And you see a lot of battles, sort of from third place to about 7th, 8th. In this instance there, that backpack looks like it goes all the way back to about the 92. So 11th place, 3rd to 11th. There's a line of about, what's that, 8 cars? Oh, he's lost one. Cole Brittingham is off track. Move up to Luke Fowler, moving up into 8th. There's Cole Brittingham and Anthony Haig there at Anthony Haig in the Vodafone machine. Still a 12 machine is Graham Jam, Cliff Potter. We're all Black Betty, Bambalam. Buffering every 5 seconds, even on 720p. Oh, man. And there's no way to sort of fix it on the fly. Like, you've literally got to stop your stream and start it again. And I can't do that in the middle of a race. Shit. Because it's so on the everything about the Streamlabs side of it says it's fine. It's fine on, so it's just Twitch. What's your freaking problem, Twitch? And yeah, I'm pretty sure there's nothing I can do to sort it right now, which sucks. Final right hand of the finish line, starting at lap 5. Still 20 laps to go before we decide our starting order for the second of 2 25-lap races here at Portland International Raceway for the Gen 3 V8 Supercars Season 4. So it's not even Twitch. It's not even showing the Twitch chat on the broadcast, because that grabs it from. Yeah, that's weird. None of the chat is even updating. Let's try it from the Facebook side. So effectively, Facebook is showing a different broadcast to the Twitch one, because it is, the chat's updating. So what's going on with Twitch? Douchebags as we ride along with Jacob Smith. He's in the 21 machine, so he's starting at lap 6. Bounce up ahead of him, sorry, behind him, rather, Cliff Potter. Then real closely behind him, Ivan Falcone. Ben Mead still up there in 3rd spot, but about 10-12 seconds ahead of that, those like Stephen Varga in 2nd, Jim Nichols in 1st. Oh, Cliff and Ivan both leaving the track there. I was just leaving a little bit of a technical note in the Twitch chat just to apologise for the technical difficulties over there. I'm really not sure if it's my bit rate, if it's just Twitch tonight. But also appears not to be grabbing the chat from the. Let me refresh it maybe, see if it'll kick it back into gear. Yes, David Jansen, and just behind him, Wade Georgeson back there in 12th and 13th. About 5 or 6 seconds ahead of David having some technical difficulties there. Looks like he might have disconnected. Oh no, he's back, just blinked out. Jackson Sufong is what I was going to say before that. Yeah, Twitch is saying that it's still in qualifying, I think. What the frick is going on Twitch? Yeah, Twitch is not live, according to this. It's way behind. Not sure what that's all about, guys. I apologize. Oh, looks at Ivan Falcone off the track, but recovers it just in time. Back there in 8th place. Cliff Potter up there in 7th, lap 9 of 25. Luke Fallon hasn't really made it much further than that charge from Rearfield up into that top 8 position, top 9 position now. Chicane off of the start line there. Series of sweeping turns, another chicane, and then the backstretch still to come. Well, looks like the race got a bit tight there. Cliff Potter and Ivan Falcone looks like, and I'm not quite sure who that third participant was. Telemetry not helpful. Might have actually been either Carl Brittingham or Luke Fallon, actually. Looking at the telemetry. As we get a great view down the start-finish line through the chicane. I wish we can get back to that turn. That was nice. Yep, I don't know what's going on with Twitch. That's really annoying as we see Ben Mead and Jacob Smith coming through the Final turn for the start finish line as we get to that start lap 11 of 25. Two races here tonight at the Portland International Raceway, both 25 laps in length. I believe one mandatory pit stop per race. Overall finishing orders will decide the points. Finishing order of this race will decide the starting order of the next race as well. Tim Nicol and Stephen Varga both qualified 1-2 on the front row, still 1 and 2. Ben Mead and Jacob Smith are actually still on that second row technically together. They've just swapped spots. Ben moving up from 4th to 3rd, and Jacob back to 4th. Moving up 3 spots from their starting positions, Rob Chandler and Anthony Hagen, 5th and 6th, 7th. He's moved up 6 spots from his starting position. Luke Fallon started at the rear of field, is now 7th place. Looks like Carl Brittingham started 7th, is in 8th. Ivan Falcone started in 5th, currently 4th. Starting in 6th was Cliff Potter, currently 10th. Starting in 12th, but currently 11th, Wade Georgeson. Starting in 11th is currently 12th, David Jansen. And starting in 10th, but currently 13th, Jackson Sufong. Oof, good move there, Rob Chandler. Fallon challenging him there, as well as Anthony Haig, not that far behind. Could really capitalise if either one of the two cars in front make a mistake. And again, if he chooses to follow one to sort of take that line and sort of assume it's the better line or a good line, he could also just come unstuck himself. He does seem to be following Luke Fallon. And Luke's line there. Bit of brake lock up there as they all come up quick on that hairpin turn onto the straightaway for the start finish line. Lap at 13 about to be underway for these boys. A couple of guys have taken their mandatory pit stop. Tim Nicol, Stephen Varga, Jacob Smith. It's going to move Ben Mead up into the lead. Rob Chandler second. Luke Fallon now third. Anthony Hagen, Tim Nicol, our 4th and 5th drivers in that top 5. How quickly that changes. I think that was the most uniform pit stop with the front few in a while. So you do see the Quantum Racing boys there in 5th and 6th already. So they will capitalise as soon as that top 5 have to go into the pits. They will jump on that. Real tight racing up here with Rob Chandler, Luke Fallon and Anthony Haig. Looks like Ben Mead has gone into the pits to get his pit stop out of the way. I feel like it looks like Rob Chandler is, as well as Anthony Haig. Luke Fallon stayed out. Sure what happened there with Stephen Varga and Luke Fallon, but it looked like Stephen locked up before he could turn into the corner and got stuck in a straight direction. Hasn't affected the run at all so far. Got that machine back in to second. Luke still needs to pit though, so unless something happens and he can build a considerable lead here, I don't know if he'll have enough gap to get in. Has Jackson passed it? Hey, Hayden, by the way. in the YouTube chat. Jackson, yeah, lap down back in 13th place. Looks like David Jansen in the pits also. There's Carl Brigham in the third place position. Tim Nickel in that fourth place position. I think Carl still has to pit as well. Let's get a bit of a pit lap check. Yeah, so Luke Fallon, Carl Brigham, Ivan Falcone, Cliff Potter, Wade Georgeson all still need to pit. So Stephen Varga is going to move that race car into the lead. So we hit lap 15 of 25. David Jansen there, just off track a little bit as he came through the turns to get out of the way of the faster cars. Luke Fallon there in 7th place. There's Rob Chandler back there behind him. Monster Energy versus Shell, Hilux, no, Shell, Helix, Bob, Helix. I want to say Hilux, it's Helix, you idiot. How's the race been? Unfortunately, missed another, but all good. I should be there next round, but we'll have 0 practice. Yeah, the race has been pretty good so far. The track, I think, while technical, not too challenging. A couple of the drivers have had a few concerns. Jackson did have a spin out early in the race. But, I don't know, seems to have had it in check since then, I believe. Haven't seen anything pop up. See Wade Georgeson hitting the pits. It's going to run home to lap 25 now. 10 laps to go. Oh, Luke just getting a little loose there into the turn. Chop a little bit of the grass coming down that straightaway into the right-hander. So Jackson actually off track, off camera there. David Jansen able to move up from 13th back into 12th, pushing Jackson back behind him. So that battle is going to continue on. That's the lap. No, it's not going to continue on. Jackson hitting pit lane, as is Ivan Falcone. That should be it. That should be everyone. It is. Oh, there's another one of the alerts I missed. Thanks for the like, Robbo. Appreciate you, brother. From the Facebook world. BobbethTV, of course, live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Oh, the hiccups. Or BobbethTV on each platform. So you do have the choice and preferred way of watching. Now, I know obviously Twitch having a few hiccups tonight. Looks like it's stuck buffering every 5 seconds automatically, and I can't change any settings while I'm live, so we have to sort of put up with that. I apologize, but I do know the other channel's working fine, so it is a Twitch thing. So hopefully it's not something I've done and nothing for me to actually fix, but just Twitch being a dickhead tonight. Right on the inside, third place, Jacob Smith's Phantom Machine. Tim Nickel in second ahead of him, but that car ahead of him is actually Carl. Is it Carl Bringham? I believe it is. No, it's David Jansen. David Jansen. I'll get that right this time around. My shifter just broke, unfortunately. Ah, man. No good. That explains why Jackson Sufong currently in the pits. I've had some developments here in BobbethTV studio, so I should have my racing sim resurrected this week, actually. Hopefully, fingers crossed, all going well. All this racing and a lot of my friends and other gaming groups getting into it. So I thought, why not get back into it? Why not get back to see? It's been a long time. Stephen Varga, our race leader. Tim Nickel second. Jacob Smith third. Ben Mead fourth. Rob Chandler in the fifth spot. Anthony Hay currently sixth. Seventh, Cole Brigham. That man on our screens there, Luke Fallon, he's in eighth place behind him. Ivan Falcone in ninth. Cliff Potter is currently 10th. Wade Georgeson and David Jansen in the 11th and 12th spots. 13th belongs for with Jackson Sufong. Equipment damage and in the pits. Well, Carl Brigham taking a very, very wide turn there. Understeering on that one and getting caught up on the grass. Stephen Varga just getting out of that pass via the 10th place. Cliff Potter round jam in the 82 machine. There's Jacob Smith and Ben Mead there. All right, just under 5 laps remain in the first of 2 races here tonight. Portland International Raceway, Portland, USA, our host for the 420 Aussim Racing's Gen 3 V8 Supercars Season 4. This is the midway part of the round. After this race, there'll be 4 races in, 4 remain. Stephen Varga, Tim Nickel started 1 and 2, the opposite order at the start of this race. Look like they're going to finish the opposite order and start the next race. Both of them having a go at that podium start. We'll have to see who can be the winner at the end as we get ready to reach the halfway mark of our main event here tonight. Stay tuned, more racing to come. Right, that's Ben Mead. And Jacob Smith, sorry, not Rob Chandler. I think I got that wrong earlier. Jacob Smith, Ben Mead battling it out. No, I had it the right way around. Jackson, swing on. I read that comment already. As we get through to the last few laps of the first of two races here tonight. We've had, I was going to say two retirees, but I think David Jansen just having connection issues here tonight. Fallon, Carl Bringham, 7th and 8th spot. Oh no! Oh, thank God! That was going to be devastating there. Rob Chandler looked like he'd lost it into the wall. Got that car towed to the pits at the extreme last second. I thought Luke and Carl were going to just crash into him. I think they thought it was going to be fine and he would either reverse or just disappear soon enough. But, geez, we couldn't have waited till the last second on that one. Luke had to back off of the acceleration a bit there. Slight slippage in the turn. You can sort of see, yeah, you can see that little wibble wobble. See the 8.68 has generated an almost over 9-second lead over second place. Tim Nichols is coming up on the 37 of Ivan Falcone on the track map as they come up to that last right-hander before the start finish line. This is going to be the white flag lap. Stephen Varga as he races this last lap. He should win this 25-lap battle, secure the pole position start in the next 25-lap battle that'll start straight after this one. No breaks, no rest for the wicked. Just straight back into it, another 25 laps, one mandatory stop. Can he repeat his run? Up to the little hairpin long straight chicane exit. As they get onto the back stretch, race their way around the back of Portland International Raceway, down into the last set of chicanes here. So they're coming up on Luke Fallon as well. Start finish line to end this first of two races. Stephen Varga is going to secure the victory. Not going to do anything stupid, just popped it in there behind the other car and just gets it to the start finish line to get the checkered flag. Here comes Tim Nickel. You've secured second place. Jacob Smith in the Phantom Machine, he is currently in a third. There's Ben Mead back there about 3 seconds behind. Jacob Smith and Ben Mead cross that finish line. Here comes the top 5 finisher. The Vodafone 12 machine, Anthony Haig. So we've got Cole Brittingham and Ivan Falcone. It looks like to get to that start finish line. Here they come. Falcone just had the chicanes and that final right-hander turn onto the straightaway to go. This one will be just about concluded. All right, that is our first battle out of the way. We will do the results via the grid just to explain who's starting first because that's going to be easier than any other format once we get them on the track. Oh no, there is a 5 minute warm up. That wasn't on the schedule. I must have read it wrong. All right, so we've got a 5 minute break here, guys and girls, so the guys can get out there and just run some laps, stretch their legs, get a drink, do whatever it is they need it to do. And so, there we go. Get some cameras there. Hey, look at that, the Bobbeth TV 420 horse machine. Wade Georgeson, love it. Rob Chandler, I think, is the other one. But we'll be back in about 3 minutes, guys. Enjoy this break. Stretch your legs, get a drink. Bobbeth TV will resume. Oh, I'm not muted. Just on a little bit of a break moment here, warm up time until we get to our second of two races, 225 lap battles here tonight at Portland International Raceway, Portland, USA. This is round 4 of season 4 of the Gen3 V8 Supercar racing competition. This is the 420 Oz Sim Racing League hosting this battle. We also highlight the GT3 challenge that they hold every Tuesday night Australian as well. So lots of good Australian racing. Finally on BobbethTV. It's just due to the nature of iRacing. I've always broadcast American leagues. It's in the mornings for me, so it's just nice and easy. Get up, broadcast a couple of races, do my stuff for the rest of the day. But yeah, the Australian scene, always wanted to be a part of it, and so glad to be a broadcaster for these boys and their competitions. Looks like we're about to wrap up, move on over to that second of two main event races here. Here we go. So the results from the previous race will set up the starting order of this race. So basically the front row will be, once again, Stephen Varga and Tim Nicol. This time Stephen in the starting option instead of Tim. Jacob Smith and Ben Mead on that second row. Third row is going to be Anthony Haig and Carl Brittingham. Fourth row is going to be Ivan Falcone and Luke Fallon. Cliff Potter and Wade Georgeson on that fifth row. Sixth row is going to be David Jansen and Robert Chandler. Looks like Jackson Sufong has not taken the seventh and final row. Did break a shifter in that race, and unfortunately, sometimes the cars are locked to shifter types. So you can't just switch over to sequential gears and use those if you've got them on your wheel. You are sort of stuck and out of that race. So I feel like that might be where we're at with Jackson. So we're waiting for Luke and Luke Fallon and Tim Nicol to take the track as well. It looks like they have not taken the track and have fallen back to 11th and 12th as we get the second of two 25-lap battles underway. 10 cars. Oh, big collision there. It looks like Ivan Falcone and Stephen Varga, our race starter. Let's quickly have another look at that. Race their way down to that first right-hand turn. It looked like Ivan was going to try and cut the corner, but way too tight. Was never going to get that right-hand turn to happen, and unfortunately caused that collision. Looks like Ram Jam, Cliff Potter and Stephen Varga also coming to blows there as they tried to get the cars back up to speed. Jacob Smith, our current race leader. Ben Mead second, Anthony Haig third, Wade Georgeson and Stephen Varga fourth and fifth. Cliff Potter in 6th, 7th, Rob Chandler, Carl Brittingham in 8th, 9th and 10th, Ivan Falcone and David Jansen. Let's get on the race cams now, boys. Girls. As we jump inside our former race starter, Stephen Varga. He won the first round of the 225-lap races here tonight. It's got a bit of a battle behind him to take back the second round. Ivan also having some connection issues. It's like internet issues all around the world here today. Shell Helix Ultra 17. That is Rob Chandler, currently in 7th. Started well at the back of the field and got a couple of jumps due to some non-starters. Now up in 7th, 5 spots. He has moved. Jansen looks like he too. Australian driver, so I thought maybe if he's international, maybe there's some sort of pipeline issue. But no, he's looks like he's Australian. Only 10 cars in this battle, as I said prior, so seems to be a little bit more real estate to work with. It's all sort of broken off into their own little groups, packs, sort of spacings. No one really sort of challenging anyone right away. Ram Jam maybe giving Wade Georgeson something to work with. You don't scratch that card, Cliff. Got some beautiful pictures of me on there. Yeah, quick bit of the track through the quite easy chicane section, second of 3. Oh, we lost someone there. Ivan Falcone off track. There he is. Getting back on at the back of that pack in 9th spot. And he fell back 2 spots from 7th to 9th. Rob Chandler and Cliff Potter, I think, are going to have a side-by-side battle. We're going to get a look at that from, that's Wade Georgeson. Sorry, Wade Georgeson and Cliff Potter. So Cliff gets the inside run and he'll move up into the top 5. Wade Georgeson will fall back to 6th. Little move there. The boys, looks like a couple of those cars forced to carry a little bit more speed than they want to carry through those chicanes. You see the car just slip and slide just a little. You saw it there as we just got into the cockpit with Rob and Chandler. So he grabbed it just at the last second and kept it straight. But speed into the turns just as important as speed out of the turns or through the turn, especially here with the Gen 3 V8 Supercars, not known for their aerodynamic nature. Less aerodynamic features than any of the other V8 Supercars, less braking, more horsepower. So can be a little bit of a recipe for disaster if you're not too careful. Through the chicane onto the 5th of 25 laps, 5th of the way into this second race. 1 pit stop to come for all drivers. Has anyone sort of had an issue in going into the pits? Because if you do you don't have to go to the pits for fuel. It's not essential. It's just mandatory to keep things even and sort of break the racing up a bit. But no one has been to the pits. Sometimes that can look like a bit of a disaster, but be a blessing in disguise going to the pits early because you get it out of the way and you can just focus on making those positions back, that time back, and can often get yourself back into a race. Stephen Varga, he's managed himself back into the top 3, podium finish. He wants that first place back here at that start. He wants it back. Wasn't really at fault in the incident at the start that caused him to fall back. So he will definitely be trying to feel vindicated in moving up those positions. Seventh place, Ivan Falcone. We saw Carl Brittingham, and just behind Carl, Wade Georgeson. I think David Jansen should come into view in just a moment. Might have crashed. Just a bit behind the field. Seeing our new leader actually. Okay, let's go up and check out how Jacob Smith is doing. Phantom Machine in the race lead right now. I think he was doing pretty good the other night, but just had some issues and the other week, sorry, and wasn't able to capitalize. So let's see if he can again tonight, capitalize and take home the second round win. The second race of the 4th round win. Had a bit of chat support at the time as well. We was doing good. It's Ben Mead and Stephen Varga though. Stephen Varga hungry for that race lead again. Feel like he might be a little bit quicker than Ben Mead and just stuck behind him. No opportunities or options to really risk a pass at this stage. So we're just hoping that the guy in front does something like that. Goes a bit wide on the turn and gives you the inside pass, because sometimes if you're good enough, yep, there we go. You can rush your way up to speed and get that car locked in front. Stephen Varga With a great pass on Ben Mead. Into second, Ben falls back to third. It is just Stephen versus Jacob in front of him now. Pretty much the quarter-way mark of this race, 8 in. About 12, lap 12 or 13, I think we had the first big group of pits. So we'll see if that is very similar. Oh, there's been some car parts falling off. Another car was smoking, locked up. Something happened back there. Doesn't look like the telemetry really caught it though. Nice crash. Was apparently back on lap 5. Stephen and Varga coming into contact with the people. Stephen Varga has closed that gap by about halfway. It was about a second, 1.1. Got it down to about 0.6, 0.5-ish now. So you got to think another lap or two, and we might see a pressure pass. I think for now, there's still plenty of racing to go in terms of our 25 laps for the 420 Austin Racing League's Gen3 V8 Supercars round 4 here at Portland International Raceway. So we're going to stick with the front runners and just watch this battle with Stephen Varga, with Vargs and Jacob Smith. Vargs versus the Orange Crush. Here it is. That's the spot right there. Is the spot that Stephen took Ben Mead for second. Came in hard. Waited late for the braking. Oh, he's going to make a run on the inside. Chicane got him a little bit wobbly. Will there be contact? No. Jacob had to go a bit wide. Stephen did get the pass. Holy cow, I knew it was coming, but I did not think he was going to throw it at him that soon. Lap 10 out, we're into double digits now. Lap 10 of 25, still 15 laps once this one is completed. So still, yeah, as I say, plenty of racing to come, but holy cow, I normally speak about how between 3rd to 8th the competition is quite fierce here at the 420 Austin Racing League. The front runners generally 1 and 2 run away with it, but Stephen Varga made a massive comeback. Now the strange thing is, we're looking at the leaderboard. We're looking at the screen. Jacob Smith is our race leader. That is correct. Ben Mead is in second. Anthony Haig third. Cliff Potter fourth. Ivan Falcone in fifth. Where's Stephen Varga, you ask? He stopped in the pits. So lap 10, a lot earlier, 3 laps earlier than we anticipated. But he has gone all the way back to about 9th place. Luke Fallon, Tim Nicol, Jackson Sufong did not take our race. Rob Chandler back there in 10th. Did he go in the pits? Well, let's have a look at our pit laps. See what we got. Nope, just Stephen Varga. Wait, no, it's just Rob Chandler. I thought Stephen went in the pits. What has happened? Stephen have a black flag, or is it just not counting that he went in the pits? I'm sure he went in the pits. Jacob Smith currently in the pits. Ben Mead, our new race leader. I'm sure Stephen went in the pits. I don't know what's happened there, but it looks like it hasn't counted. That is going to be disastrous if he has to stop again to make it count. I mean, there's video evidence. I'm pretty sure he went in the pits. Did he stop or did he drive through? Maybe he just drove through. Maybe he missed his pit stop. don't see any telemetry. The only telemetry I see with Stephen Varga is back on lap 9 when he passed Jacob for the race lead. We're now on lap 11. There is nothing, no pit stops, no off tracks. I don't know what's happened. Ben Mead in the pits, Anthony Haig also in the pits. Will Cliff Potter, he'd be smart to go in the pits here, but I think he's going to stay out. Who else is going to stay out? Ivan, Carl Brittingham, they're going to stay out as well. As we have a new top 3 Ram Jam, our race leader. Cliff Potter has the lead. Ivan Falcone, Carl Brittingham, second and third. Ben Mead, Anthony Haig, Wade Georgeson, fourth, fifth, and sixth, but they're currently in the pits. David Jansen just getting his way up on them and moving himself up into fourth, as is Jacob Smith, who I believe has been in the pits as well already. Yeah, so Jacob, Ben, Anthony, and Wade currently in the pits. Rob's officially been in the pits. Halfway mark of this battle. 13 in, about 13 still remain. Very strange. Didn't see Stephen Pitt. I wonder what happened. Yeah, look, I'm pretty sure he was dropping back, and I'm fairly certain I saw him go in, but I don't know, Braden. I don't know what happened. Jansen going through his pit stop. Can't be many left remaining. I don't know what's going to happen with Stephen Varga. I want to kind of go back and try and have a look around when it was, but telemetry just doesn't help. There is just nothing regarding him except for taking that first place up in lap 9. That is such a weird thing to occur. I don't know. Ivan Falcone in second place. There's Cliff Potter up ahead in the race lead. That blinking car behind them is David Jansen in 10th place. The only 2 cars that have not pit, 1 and 2, Cliff Potter and Ivan Falcone. Looks like Stephen Varga. Oh, lap 11. It has counted. It's come up. It's counted as a lap 11. So unless you had to re-stop again on that in between 9 and 11. I'm still not sure why he hasn't been able to sort of battle that back and why he fell so far sort of down that field. Something's happened with the 08 David Jansen. I think it's just maybe the telemetry. I was looking on the track map and he seemed to have gotten stuck. No, he's got come unstuck at the chicane off the start-finish line. You have to pit soon, Cliff, Ivan as well. got a 25-second lead over Jacob Smith. Is that going to be enough for the pit times? Let's have a look at the average pit times. That's going to give us a good indication of whether Cliff's done the right thing here. Might be a smart move. So it looks like an average. There was one guy that did get in and out, 26 seconds, 36 seconds, but around 40 seconds is going to be the gap, and that's not going to be enough. Remembering there is a pit speed limit in the pits. That minimises the time, maximises the time it takes you to get to that pit stall and get your repair and stuff finished. 15-second differential, depending on how well the stop goes and what they get. Do they get tyres? Do they just get fuel? Do they just get a stop and go? Here comes Jacob Smith, I think, and Ben Mead. Yep, Jacob's just moved into the race lead. There's Ben Mead there moving into second. Anthony Haig up into third. So Cliff's got that movement out of the pits. So has Ivan. As looks like that's Cole Brigham in sixth place there. He's going to rejoin the race with them. Oh, what a time. They get out. They did not lose much. So for a run that has a late pit, that was quite risky. 13 seconds was the turnaround time. We thought it was going to be at least 15 based on the averages. And then depending on how they went with their choices, but 13 seconds was the damage. As Cliff gets it up to speed. Can he break that 13-second run down in about 10 laps? We're about to find out. If Ivan holds on and just follows calmly behind him, if he does, he can come for that ride. I'll bring him back there in sixth place. Stephen Varga, though, I think I've given him the broadcaster's curse. Did a great run in our first 25-lap race here tonight. But the second one just looked like, I'm not sure if there was pit confusion or if there was a black flag or what. Something happened. And Stephen fell right back down that field to ninth place and has not recovered. .707 Wade Georgeson here. Looks like that was the second place Ben Mead there. You do not want to get a part of that battle. Wade Georgeson there. Sorry, that's Rob Chandler up ahead of him. Stephen Varga just behind him. So there looks to be two main positional battles, 4th, 5th and 6th, and 7th. So 4th versus 5th versus 6th, and then 7th versus 8th versus 9th. 3-second gap between Jacob and Ben up the front, so Ben's got some work to do. Anthony Haig 7 seconds off the lead, and Cliff Potter looks like he's gotten that 13.5-second gap out to 14.2 now, so not the direction he wanted that one to head in. May not be challenging for that top 3 before the end of this battle. I'll bring him Ivan Falcone, part of one of those two battles on the track. Cliff Potter able to break away a little bit ahead of them in that 4th position. He's going to work on trying to close that 5-second gap. Oh, there's been some contact there. Carl Brittingham off a track. Falcone having a bit of trouble keeping his car off of contact with other cars tonight. That I just believe at least the second collision we've seen with one off the start with Stephen Varga. Now this one, close combat racing, a little bit tricky at times. Rob Chandler there, the 17 machine. That is, I believe, the 868 of Stephen Varga. They're getting by him. Yep, moving up to 6th. Robert back to 7th. Jump inside David Jansen's car. No, Jacob Smith up in the race lead. Our Fanta orange machine. He's got the Fanta helmet on, the orange race suit. He's loving it. He comes down. He's got about 5 more times around the track before he can celebrate, get that white flag lap, get this one in the books. There, just being allowed to come on through by David Jansen as he backs off. It's a sign of a quality racer. If you are a few laps down or off the speed, then just go wide. Let them have that preferred inside line. Not many laps to go. About 7 minutes, 8 minutes of racing remain. 5 laps. As we see Wade Georgeson there and Ivan Falcone. There's some tight battle racing here between those two. So Ivan might be the slightly quicker one. He's on the brakes a little bit more. That implies he's trying to keep that car off of the rear. Come around the outside of him. Wade just getting a little bit loose and wobbly there. Ivan just not able to get that inside line. Oh, no, he's just going to race down through the chicane past him, moving himself up into 8th. Wade falls back down to 9th spot. Good move there by Ivan. He did have that quicker car. We could see that. On the leaderboard there, Ben Mead 8 seconds off the lead, 9.2 seconds off the lead is Anthony Haig. Those two might be battling for 2nd and 3rd before the night is through, but Ben Mead getting past David Jansen. That might break that gap a little bit, as it does look like Anthony sort of not stuck behind him, but not able to get around him as quickly as he'd like. So yeah, a little bit of a gap forming there. That might have been a bit of a broadcaster's curse on that battle. This one, if it finishes the way it's currently going, is going to be great for the points. Oh, David Jansen off track there in a bad way into the safety wall, it looked like. But yeah, if this continues on the way it's laid out for that top 5 points-wise, yeah, some of the guys that are in the points battle not here tonight, other guys not doing as well as they would normally like to. It is really going to shake. Right then, Bob, really right in the middle of that word. Shake things up. All right, so we've just got 9 more racing cars on the track. David Jansen moving himself into the pits there. As we watch Stephen Varga in 6th place. He's trying to chase down Carl Brigham and at least get himself back in that top 5. It is Chev versus Chev, so it's going to be driver versus driver. No difference between the two cars. Interesting if one was Ford, one was a Chev, because then it'd be driver versus driver, car versus car, a couple of different characteristics for each car. It'd be interesting to see who drives what the preferred way. Still, got a good battle here. Varga is going to pick up some good points from the win in the first round as well. Tell you what, Carl Brigham doing a great job, because you know Stephen Varga has been he's a race winner, race leader of this particular race as well at one point, so not a slouch by any means. He would definitely be hard to have in your rearview mirror. Here he comes. He's going to come in. No, I thought he was going to come in a little bit faster and less brakes, but no, not as confident in the option there. Not that I would have said he could have done it, but you read the room and decide on the fly, and he went, no. Might not have even been considering it. I'm just talking shit. So he has that nose right up there. If he does get to a bit where he's got the better acceleration out of the turn. Oh, here we go. No, he's on the brakes early. And keep the car behind the other one. Oh, Carl Brigham, though, off track, unforced error. That is going to move Stephen Varga up in at the top 5 positioning. As we move back to Wade Georgeson and Ivan Falcone, this is another little battle going on the track for position. Oof. Not sure what happened there. Did he get tapped or did he just lock up? Let's watch that one play out again. Big change in speed. Oh, no, hit the chicane and just overcorrected, flicked. I'm not sure what happened there, but that spat him hard right in to the wall. Took significant damage. Finds himself back in 9th place. He's going to limp to the pits. Only a lap or so to go as well, so not the best outcome for that one. We wish him the best of luck in his races. Oh, there's Wade Georgeson in 8th, getting in a bit of a grass slide. Back up to our race leader, Jacob Smith. He's about to get the white flag lap, so you know the deal. Let's watch Jacob's last lap. Keep an eye for any significant battles on the track that we might need to jump to prior, but this man got himself into a good position early, went in pits with with a couple of the guys quickly, and it has paid off. Right-hand hairpin here. That's going to bring him up to the sharp right-hander into the chicanes, backstretch chicane run. And then it's just the final turn and this run to the checkered flag. See David Jansen in at 10th place, back there behind him. Second best seat in the house outside of ours. Here he comes. He's going to rush this one down that straightaway. He's going to wave it around a little bit. I think he's going to do a big skid here. Nope, I thought I was waiting for him to just chuck the brakes and just throw it. But Jacob Smith will take out the second race. Stephen Varga was the winner in the first one, but Jacob Smith will take out that race. There's Ben Mead in second. Sorry, Anthony Haig third. There's fourth for Cliff Potter. Comes Stephen Varga. Carl Brittingham. Wade Georgeson still coming through that last little turn before the straightaway. BobbethTV logos all over at Mobile TV on the roof. All right, while we're waiting for that one to finish out, let's go over the results for tonight's racing. Two rounds of 25 lap battles here at Portland International Raceway. The first one that we had Jackson Sufong finishing in 13th, Rob Chandler 12th, David Jansen in 11th. 10th was Wade Georgeson. Cliff Potter finished 9th, Luke Fallon in 8th, Ivan Falcone in 7th, Cole Brittingham 6th. Our top 5 was Anthony Haig, Ben Mead, Jacob Smith, Tim Nicol, and Stephen Varga get the win in that battle, our final one tonight, the feature race. So the results still not quite available. Who are we waiting on? Waiting on one or two of the cars just to get over the finish line. The 4 rounds in, ladies and gentlemen. 4 rounds still to come. That was season 4, round 4. Gen 3 V8 Supercars here at Portland International Raceway. Our second round of 25 lap racing. So the following finishing order: Jackson Sufong, Luke Fallon, and Tim Nickel did not take the track. So 13th, 12th, and 11th for them. Our top 10: David Jansen in 10th, 9th. Ivan Falcone, Rob Chandler in 8th, 7th, Wade Georgeson, 6th, Carl Brittingham, our top 5, Stephen Varga in 5th place, Cliff Potter in 4th, Anthony Haig 3rd, Ben Mead in 2nd, and our winner in the Fanta 21 machine, Jacob Smith. Congratulations to Jacob and Stephen. Once they've put those points all together, I think the top 5s were quite similar in those battles, actually, just a few different orders. So I feel like championship round coming into round 5 next week is going to be pretty exciting. Well, I've got to rush. So thank you so much for everyone tuning in. Shrubs, Griff, Lil Hayden, Tenzig, Jackson, Braden, Robbo, Evo Racing and Development. Everyone else that lurked in the background was just here to watch the racing. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've got some more racing to come tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and is the Knuckleheads iRacing League Grassroots Racing Series Championship round. 5 more races to go over those 3 nights before we declare a champion. Thursday morning will be the KMKZ Promotions Nationals Held Tour 2025 Super Late Model Racing. But the 420 Austin Racing League will be back Tuesday night, Australian, for the GT3 Challenge. All right, guys, thank you once again so much for tuning in. Appreciate you all taking a little bit of your time to check this stuff out. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy doing it, and it's so good to have some quality racing to be able to put out there. I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully we'll get those technical difficulties sorted out. But you know the drill. My name's Bob. Love yous all. Bye.